Good morning and what is up, everybody? I hope you're having a good start to your week. Today is Monday, and I know I have not done any videos in quite some time. We've had a lot going on, and we are finally catching up to life in general. We've got a lot of updates for y'all and some big changes to come soon. And when I mean big changes is a new tank. So to start off, we are in our new house. We have been for a while. I think my last video might have ended in the new house, but we have got some new fish, some new corals, and everything so far is doing really well. We actually just got back from Florida from our wedding, and we've got a lot of the red algae growing around the tube anemone that we have. So we're gonna have to get that fixed. So for starters, we've got a new foxface rabbitfish. He's super cool. His name's Mox. We've had him for a little bit now. We just got this convict tang yesterday, and he is a stunner. I mean, he's just absolutely stunning on everybody. He's super awesome. And then we have got ourselves a dory, or in this case, a blue hippo tang. We've got our bird wrasse right here. It has already transitioned to male, so we've got ourselves a male bird wrasse. We've got a couple new clownfish. We've got the same 3 clownfish that we've had for quite some time now. And then we got this little straggler. We've got a new filefish. We got rid of the one that we had before just because there was no more aptasia, so there was no need for them. So we got this one. We've got our long-nosed hawkfish Houdini right here. We had one in the past, if you remember from some of the older videos, and unfortunately I think it may have gotten either eaten or just completely ran over by Olaf, but we did get a new one and he is doing fantastic. We do still have Olaf. He's back there in the back hiding. As far as fish goes, that's really kind of it. I've kind of tried to be very slow with the new setup here. Everything has been going fantastic. The water's still super clear. Everybody's doing really well, eating really well. So everything has been going perfect since we've been going slow. We do have a new cleaner shrimp in there with Olaf somewhere. They seem to be the best of buds, probably because Olaf has such a large amount of surface for the cleaner shrimp to clean. But we've got this big GSP rock right here, which we have just recently seen is starting to spread on this rock and that rock on the sides. We've got a new torch coral, some new mushrooms here and here. We've got a hammer, which recently has not been doing well. I think it's just based off of placement, but still trying to figure out a good spot for that. We've got some pulsing zinnia there. We have got an anemone back here. This is a green long tentacle anemone. In the blue light, you can really see the green to it, but this thing is pretty cool. That's really it, I believe, as far as coral goes. I don't think we really have any new ones. We've had some that have, gotten bleached out or just died from lack of nutrients, which we are still kind of getting all that back together. Everything's so far been doing pretty well. I mean, if you can keep a torch in a coral and keep it happy, I think you're doing pretty good. So, and we've only had this torch for maybe 2-3 weeks now, and it's doing really well. And that's the last thing that we've put in this aquarium as far as corals go. So it's doing pretty good. So we might start adding more as time goes on. But as far as that goes, everything else has been doing great. We haven't really changed anything. I mean, you can see we've got a new rockscape. These are all, some of these are new rocks, like these 2 big ones right here in the middle are new rocks, but everything else is still the same from the last setup at the last house. Everything's just stacked a little bit differently to provide some hiding space in the back and then more swimming area in the front. So especially with this convict tang and the blue hippo, they need lots of swimming space, which again, this is only a 75 gallon. If you remember from the beginning videos, this is our 75 gallon aquarium. So this is not their official home, and they will be moving into a new one very shortly, probably within, I would say, the next month. So they're both small enough still that I think they'll be fine in here. They're not too big. I think they're each maybe like 3 inches or so long. So I think they'll be fine in here for another month or two, and you know, then we'll put them in the new system. And then you can see here our nice blue Lankia starfish. But other than that, everything has been going really well with this aquarium, and we're super excited for the new setup that we have, which I will go ahead and show you guys now. All right, this is the new setup. It is currently in our guest bedroom, so if you hear a slight echo in the background, I apologize for that. But I didn't want to keep it in the garage because it does get very hot here in Texas, and I didn't want it to affect the seals being in the garage. But this is our new 150-gallon aquarium. So everything's going to be getting moved into here, and they'll probably stay in here. I don't know that we'll get a bigger tank than this. This might be kind of where we stop. I'm also planning on keeping the 75-gallon and making it a small predatory tank. I know I said that in the past about the 30-gallon, but the 30-gallon that we had in the past, I don't think that it would have really been a good predatory tank, because still some predatory fish need a bigger space. And some of the predatory fish that I want to house really only need like a 50 to 75-gallon aquarium to be comfortable in. That, and we may only have like 2 or 3 fish in it. So still plan to do that. This will be our official reef aquarium. We've got all of our equipment down here that we got, and then some in the garage. I do have a stand for it, which I'm currently getting it back into shape. I didn't really like the paint color on it, so we painted it black, and I'm fixing the hinges and some of the cabinets on it. So that's under construction right now, but this will be taking place at where the 75-gallon is, and the 75-gallon will be going into my home office. So this is going to be the new setup. It is going to have these 3 lights right here, which they are actually really good lights. They're kind of like a Amazon Chinese brand, but whenever I looked into them, there's a lot of really good reviews. This aquarium will have a sump system underneath it, and it already has everything. I mean, the guy I got this from, essentially it's a plug and play. So all I got to do is set it up, put water in it, sand, rock, and it's good to go. Now, I will probably cycle this for about 3 to 6 months, just because I don't want to get the fish in here and then everything just start to die, because we have been in that spot before, and honestly, it's miserable. It really puts you into a spot where you just feel super defeated, and we don't want that anymore. So we want a really happy, thriving reef aquarium. And so yeah, I'm gonna put this into the kitchen where the 75-gallon is. We'll get it filled with water, sand, rock, and let it start to cycle for about the next 3 to 6 months. Once it's set up, I still probably won't set it up for maybe another month, and the 75-gallon is going to go in my office. All the fish, coral, rock, all of that's going to go into the same system that's going into my office, and they'll just stay there until this system is ready. The cycling might even be shorter. It might not take as long as 3 to 6 months to cycle, but I just want to give myself that time frame to be able to know that the levels of all the different nutrients that are in it and the bacteria and everything else that goes into having the reef. I just want to make sure it's all perfect before we put everything into it, because I don't want to see anything else die again. Yeah. If you've watched the videos in the past, you know that we went through a really bad stage where everything was dying. It was almost like every single day something new was dying, or something else was going wrong. And we've made it quite a bit of ways now with with how the 75-gallon is set up now. So we really want to kind of get past that. So with this, we are going to let it cycle, let it take its time before we get anything in it. And if you're a reefer already, or you're into saltwater aquariums in general, you know this stuff takes time. It's not a plug and play and you start throwing stuff in it the next day. It takes time. Unfortunately, it just does. Unless you have a 300-gallon system and you're shrinking down to a 150 and the water that you have and that is going into the 150, then it really isn't going to take that much time to get it back set up and get it going again, because all the water is already gone through its own cycles. Everything's already been cycled. All you're doing is going down to a smaller tank. In this instance, we are starting off with new water, new rocks, new sand, new everything. So it's going to have to go through that cycle period in order to get it to where the 75-gallon is now. So I don't know what rock we're going to use quite yet. And as far as I know, as of right now, I'm going to continue to use kind of that like finer grained sand, just because we do have Olaf, our snowflake eel, and I don't want him to rub his belly too much on the crushed coral sand. So I think we're going to use that. I'm kind of in between using the purple rock, just because I've seen a lot of places sell that rock already in like arches or different shapes. And so we might use that. We might use a mixture of different things, or we might just use white rock. But either way, I think it's going to be really cool. I cannot wait to set this up. I am super excited. So you guys stay tuned for whenever I set this up. And I'm going to do a whole video of setting this up, getting it all started, hanging the lights. This is the bracket for the light. So going to get it all set up, programmed, everything running. So then that way, if you guys are getting into a new system and this is something that you're going to be running similar, then you kind of can see a step-by-step and kind of know what to do. Because it's going to be plumbed. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it. There's a huge sump, protein skimmer, UV sterilizer, all of the good stuff that goes into it. So I'm going to have a step-by-step video of how to set it all up, get it running, so then you guys can see that and know for yourselves. But in other words, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry again for the long wait of videos that I didn't have before, but we're going to get back into it, especially with getting started on this new setup. So make sure to watch out for the next video, and we'll see you guys next time.